What is going on, everybody? My name is Ethan, this is HardCap Games, and what if I was an Elite 4 member? This is the 11th video in a series where I show you, the Pokemon trainers at home, what my team would be if I was an Elite 4 member in the Pokemon world. More specifically, the first 8 episodes were what if I was a gym leader, and now you have made it to the 3rd Elite 4 member. If you want to go check out the other episodes, all of those are down in the description below. So far in the Elite 4, you have defeated Atlas, who is the alien, not quite alien Pokemon trainer, and Glaucus, who had the Rain team with Kyogre. Before we get too far into the video, I want to thank each and every one of you for helping me hit 300 subscribers. It really does mean a lot to me that 300 people have subscribed to my channel. The 300 subscriber special will be out at some point in the coming week. By the time you see this video, it will already have been recorded and I'll be in the process of editing it. So if you're interested to see what the 300 subscriber special will be, make sure you subscribe, and that way there'll be a 400 subscriber special even faster. One last thing before we get going, if you like this type of content on the channel and you want to see more, give me some ideas. I have no ideas for what we're going to do once this series ends in 2 weeks. And while you're down there in the comments section, just hit the subscribe button. So who is this 3rd Elite 4 member? Let's find out. So once again, we find ourselves in the arena where the battle will take place, and you only have 3 battles to go until you are crowned the champion of the Pokemon world. And today, you take on the number 2 trainer. So who is it? You look into the standings and find that your next match is against someone named HCG. HCG is one of the longest tenured Elite 4 members, having peaked at 1 at one point, but they've also been in the top 4 for nearly 2 years at this point. However, you read some online forums and you find that the number 1 way people describe HCG is cringe. Then you look a little closer into it and you find that HCG is actually, alongside a top Pokemon trainer, an esports player. Specifically, a Super Smash Bros. Player. That's right, the team today is the Smash Bros. Themed team. From that, you can definitely probably predict the Pokemon that'll be on my team today, knowing that one of them is Pichu and one of them is Jigglypuff, and they definitely aren't on my team. The difference becomes then, can you defeat the team that I've created? Before you walk out into the field, you're reminded once again that you are playing under the rule set for the Elite 4 challenge, meaning you will not be prompted to switch your Pokemon when you defeat one of your opponents, should you manage to do so. You enter onto the field and hear a rousing cheer and people chanting your name. There's a little fan club off in the corner, people with signs, cardboard cutouts of your Pokemon. You become a little bit of a celebrity. People think you can really do this. On the sideline of the field is your opponent sitting in a chair. What's up? Are you ready? You stare at him for a second, shocked by the casualness of this. This is a one-off, right? It's not like the best of 3. It's just 3 stock, no items. Free switch? What even is this guy? Alright. Let's go. Hey, DJ. We talked about this, man. Roll the track. Well, this is different. Alright, well anyways, the battle starts and my first Pokemon is Pikachu. Now, the first thing you're going to notice about Pikachu is that it's way over leveled. This Pikachu specifically is sitting at level 75, about 10 levels higher than every other Pokemon up until this point. So what the heck? Why is it so over leveled? Because Pikachu's not fully evolved, they let me over level it to compensate for that. Hope that's okay. Doesn't matter either way. I guess that's a reason? Sure. Well, either way, Pikachu has the ability Lightning Rod and is holding the Light Ball, which is an item only Pikachu can gain the benefits of. When Pikachu holds the Light Ball, it doubles its attack and its special attack, bringing it from pretty lowly stats to actually pretty decent. With its modest nature and a ridiculous EV spread, this is actually enough to give Pikachu a competent special attack and pretty passable speed, especially with the Light Ball. Pikachu has the moves Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, Surf, and Extreme Speed for priority. Pikachu has the ability to move around how I see fit by moving in and out, but I do understand that Pikachu is not especially a good Pokemon. It's not very strong defensively, so it's likely that Pikachu's not going to see the field more than 2 times, if it even gets to leave once. My second Pokemon is Charizard. Charizard's a Pokemon that you might find as the ace of most teams, but not here. This Charizard's actually incredibly basic and not very overpowered. It's not a Mega Charizard, it's not a G-Max Charizard, it's just Charizard. Charizard has the ability Blaze, its normal ability, but it is holding the Life Orb to power up those attacks. Charizard also has the moves Flare Blitz, Dragon Claw, Earthquake, and Dragon Dance. Everyone knows what Charizard does. Its quad weakness to rock makes it slightly more difficult to maneuver around and use, but if it gets up some Dragon Dances, there isn't much that it can't take down, especially with those 3 moves at its disposal. The drawback of Flare Blitz, of course, is that you take massive recoil every time you use it, so if possible I would prioritize using the other moves over Flare Blitz, but if I needed to use it, it's still a really good move. The third Pokemon to come out on my team is Incineroar. Incineroar is holding the heavy boots to take no damage from whatever entry hazards you happen to set up. Typically when you see a Charizard, you think, oh, I'll just set up rocks and chip a quick 50% off of it. But Incineroar is not going to fall prey to that issue. Incineroar has the amazing ability Intimidate, which drops your attack by 1 stage upon entry. And with its adamant nature, Incineroar is going to do as much damage as possible to you as fast as possible. Incineroar has the moves Blaze Kick, Darkest Lariat, Drain Punch, and Parting Shot. I chose Blaze Kick over Flare Blitz because I want Incineroar to stay on the field as long as possible, and losing health each time I use my Fire type coverage move, it's just not preferable to me. So why does Charizard get it? I don't know. Parting Shot is especially nice though, because it allows Incineroar to switch out and at the same time drops your attack and your special attack. Incineroar terrorized the Pokemon metagame last generation once it was reintroduced, and it'll likely do it again once it finds its way into Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. But for right now, it's your problem. At this point, I'm assuming I've either chipped away or taken out at least a couple of your Pokemon. Hopefully, some of them are pretty low and pretty easy to pick off, because my next Pokemon is Greninja. Greninja has an incredibly fun ability that everybody loves, known as Battle Bond. When a Greninja with Battle Bond picks up a kill, it turns into the ever famous Ash Greninja. Ash Greninja has the benefit of having its base stat total go from 530 to 640, which is higher than all mythical, pseudo-legendary, and most Mega Pokemon except for the Mega Pseudos like Mega Metagross or Mega Tyranitar. It instantly becomes one of the strongest Pokemon in the game if it picks up 1 kill. Eat your heart out, Moxie! My Greninja has the moves Hydro Pump, Dark Pulse, Shadow Sneak, and Ice Beam, and it has the Choice Specs, which buffs my special attack but locks me into the first move that I use. Sidebar, I know that Battle Bond was changed in Gen 9, if you didn't you're going to learn it right now, to give a +1 boost to attack, special attack, and speed upon an opponent knockout 1 time per game. But in the last video I gave a Zoomeril power-up punch and that move's not even in Scarlet and Violet, so let's not pretend that I've been respecting the Scarlet and Violet metagame at all throughout these 11 episodes, and just roll with the theatrics. Battle Bond Greninja was banned in all forms of competitive Pokemon because of how strong it is. The downside of Ash Greninja is that it is an absolute glass cannon. A light breeze could take this Pokemon down. So, I really hope I can pick up some kills before I go down in 1 or 2 hits. The bond that my Pokemon and I share is undeniable. The power of Aura will take you down. And my next Pokemon is Lucario. Lucario, let's go! Max Aura! With a flash of light and a roar from Lucario, my Lucario Mega Evolves. You look across the field and see that HCG's eyes have lit up with a blue light. And suddenly, Lucario starts to move on its own, using the moves Sword Stance, Meteor Mash, Close Combat, and Bullet Punch. And it has the ability, Adaptability, meaning its stab moves do 2 times damage instead of 1.5 times damage. Lucario was my first ever partner. He's been alongside me as long as I can remember. We've developed the ability to move in sync with one another. This is the true showing of our bond. Lucario continues its silent attack with no attack inputs coming from HCG. Attack after attack, move after move, he keeps this relentless onslaught going until eventually Lucario will fall. Okay then. Well, here comes my counterattack. Mewtwo, let's go! And in a flash of purple light, my Pokeball opens and Mewtwo emerges, kneeling on the ground. The crowd goes wild, chanting Mewtwo's name over and over again. Your Pokemon look back at you with a surprised look on his face. This truly is a formidable foe. Mewtwo then stands up very, very slowly, looks at you, and you feel a sudden pulse of energy surge through you. Your Pokemon lurch backwards, taken aback by the strength that Mewtwo exudes.
Your Pokemon attacks cannot weaken me.
Who said that? Your Pokemon back away from Mewtwo, alarmed.
My powers are too great.
You realize that Mewtwo is the one talking to you, but its mouth does not move when it speaks.
Why do you flee from me? Are you afraid to find out which of us is greater? Destiny is at hand. Who will rule?
Mewtwo and your Pokemon exchange blows with nothing seeming to phase Mewtwo. This super strong legendary Pokemon has the moves Psy Strike, Focus Blast, Shadow Ball, and Calm Mind to boost its special stats further. The Assault Vest on Mewtwo raises its defense and special defense, and its HP stat is EV trained to the moon. So can you defeat the human-made legendary Pokemon? Of course you can. My Pokemon will fall, meaning you are the victor once again. Oh, shoot. Okay. Well, you got me. GG, bro. Get you next time. And with that, you have defeated the third Elite Four member. So what do you think? I think this team is kind of limited in what it can do, but I think it also balances itself out. Having 3 Pokemon weak to ground isn't preferable, but you work with what you got. If you enjoyed, please do leave a like down below. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of the content, including the 300 subscriber special, which will be coming out later this week. Be sure to check out our playthrough of Fire Emblem Engage right here, the whole playlist for this series right here. With that being said, my name is Ethan, this is HardCap Games, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.